Good afternoon and welcome to Salam Media. You're still with me, Salaylo Makwedir, and joining us on this next topic is going to be Rwandan-based journalist Edmund Kagiri. He'll be shedding light a bit on the migration and economic partnership, commonly known as the Rwanda Plan, signed between the United Kingdom and Rwanda in April 2022. This groundbreaking agreement involves the deportation of people seeking asylum in Britain to Rwanda, raising significant questions about the implications for human rights, international cooperation, and the treatment of asylum seekers. To shed a bit of light on this, joining us on StreamYard all the way from Rwanda is journalist Edmund Kagere. Edmund, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Salam Media.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, Makwidi.
Okay. I think let's jump right into it. The Rwanda plan. Firstly, how was it received by the public in Rwanda and the general political sphere after it was announced that your country Rwanda will be getting into this deal with the United Kingdom?
So it's been nearly 2 years. So I think the agreement was signed in April 2022. So as you understand now, it's almost 3 years actually since the agreement was signed. So in terms of here in Rwanda on the ground, it's a new thing. Honestly, it was a new idea. It's a new idea that was floated by both the UK and Rwanda. It was sort of unheard of. So for Rwandans, it has also been some sort of learning process. We've been also trying to follow up, even as journalists. It took us a while to understand, but eventually we came to really read about it and understand that this could be a new idea that can be floated, and it can work in a certain way. So in Rwanda, there isn't much hullabaloo and about the deal. And of course, people have tried to associate it with the lack of freedom to speak. But I think one thing people have not understood is that I think after the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, Rwandans took a decision to, in a way, go along with whatever the government decides. So they sort of trust the government to make the right decision, and that is what has really happened. Except that, of course, many of us, even as journalists, we have been sort of unsettled by the amount of negative coverage and negative press that the whole deal has received. Personally, I believe the country has taken a beating from it, but I don't think it's Rwanda's making. It mainly has to do with how the UK has handled the whole thing. So in Rwanda, all is well. People are just waiting to see what happens. There's been a lot of back and forth about the deal in courts, in parliament, in the UK. So it's been a lot for us, but certainly I think just like the president said the other day, we can only wait and see where it goes. But so far, so in Rwanda, you don't see much reaction to it. There's work going on behind the scenes. I've been able to visit the housing estate where the refugees and asylum seekers would be hosted. Yeah, it's quiet down here. It's not as noisy as it looks in the UK.
Mm. And speaking of the UK, I think just yesterday, we heard news that the upper house of Parliament in the UK voted to delay this plan indefinitely. Was there any reaction from Rwanda's officials on this? Because I'm sure preparations have been made on your side that in any given time the plan must be set into motion, and your country will start receiving those asylum seekers. But now it seems that it might not happen as quickly as Rwanda might have thought.
Yeah, I've been following the developments. Of Lords has made a decision to delay the treaty, the ratification of the treaty. But the government of Rwanda is yet to react on this issue. I think at this point, I believe even the government is tired, to be honest, because the back and forth has taken a little too long. So probably you have a feeling, even when you look at President Kagame's reaction in Davos when he was in Switzerland, you could see that he is also sort of tired in a way, I would say, by the whole, I would say, drama surrounding the arrangement. But as of now, I think the country is more involved in the national dialogue. We have not seen any reaction on the decision by the House of Lords. But I believe this is a very fluid situation. The whole deal and everything around it is kind of fluid. It changes by the day. I also saw that it is possible that the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak can invoke Rule 39, which would allow the UK government to bypass some of these legal impediments and some of these legal and legislative impediments and carry on with the plan. So it's quite a lot of developments. The government of Rwanda, in a way, has decided to sort of take a back seat and wait to see how the situation evolves the other end. Understandably, they have left it to the UK to handle. So right now, I would say we also don't know where it is going. We don't know whether it will be successful, but from the look of things, Kigali has decided let everything be handled in London.
Mm, mm. I want us maybe like to maybe touch on what you might foresee to be the implications of this deal. I think in recent times we've seen countries become a bit more nationalist in their approach. We've seen how the situation in France has been with immigrants coming in, and even right here in South Africa, where the situation becomes a bit tense. Knowing Rwanda and knowing the political social sphere of the country, what potential implications, whether positive or negative, do you foresee for Rwanda should this deal finally come through?
General, I think it wouldn't make a very big difference because Rwanda is already hosting a lot of refugees and asylum seekers. We have Congolese refugees living here in Rwanda, about 100,000 or more. Then we also have some people, refugees and asylum seekers who are airlifted from Libya by the African Union and the United Nations High Commission for Refugees. It's an arrangement called the Emergency Transit Mechanism. So these people come in here, some get relocated to other countries, third countries, when the opportunities come, and some do get integrated into the society here. But I would think when you look back at Rwanda's history in 1994, people, almost a million, more than a million people were killed during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsis. So after that, we embarked on a process of unity and reconciliation. And then if you add in Rwanda's visa policies and all other policies the country has made to make the country more inclusive, you don't see much of a difference right now. When you look around the streets of Kigali, you see a lot of expatriates, people of different color. So we don't have any problem when it comes to inclusion. We have not seen people saying, "Oh, these people are coming to take our jobs." The government has set up the country in such a way that we don't have any issues relating to people, trying to discriminate or single out certain people because of their nationality. I don't think it would alter the national settings in terms of how people coexist and live with each other. Also, we know that the country is open to business. We have many people coming here to start their organizations and startups. So it's quite a well-blended society right now, I would think. And if those people came, maybe they would also add to the other people who are here, people of different nationalities. Right now, we don't see it as an issue that would come up to destabilize the country in terms of national unity and reconciliation.
Mm. And just lastly, before I let you go, just off topic, last year, Paul Kagame announced that he'll be vying for re-election in the 2024 upcoming elections. I think they're in July. The elections in Rwanda. What's your take on that? He's been president since 2000, and he's looking to be re-elected again for another term. What's your general feeling on that?
It will be tough. You have put me in a very difficult position as a journalist. But yeah, going by what I'm seeing right now, there's a national dialogue as we speak going on at the Kigali Convention Center. People from different walks of life and sectors have come together to discuss national issues. What you sense, there's a sense of national unity in terms of what will happen this year in the general elections. It's difficult when you explain these things to people from outside or people from other countries. It's really difficult to understand because whatever argument you bring up to say, oh, people still want him, or he's still very popular among his people, and people will say, also the other leaders who overstayed came up with the same excuse. They said, I was popular, people want me to stay. So it's difficult really to tell people that certainly you don't see a change in Rwanda happening, at least in the next election. You notice people are still very, stuck on supporting President Kagame, either because of what he has done over the years and the achievements the country has registered since the 1994 genocide against the Tutsis. So it's quite, you notice there's a sense of solidarity right now. Of course, some people will argue, oh, it's because there's no opposition. It's because we are seeing many people from outside Rwanda, even here in Rwanda, there are some opposition people who speak on international media and they have a voice, they have something to say. But one thing you see generally is that people out here are determined to support him, and you don't see it unsettling the country or causing some sort of discomfort between the different sections of people. You notice that it's a country that has, decided to be on one path, and you really can't use it against them. It's a decision, and I believe it's something they rightfully can do to re-elect him, all other factors constant.
No, thank you so much, Edmund. I think you gave some really interesting insights there on the current state of affairs in Rwanda. Hope to catch up with you in a short while. I know when elections come by, I will definitely link up with you just to get an update on how the elections are going and if indeed Paul Kagame will get re-elected again for another term as your president. But for now, Urabeho, I should say. Goodbye, and we'll chat to
Thank
you
you,
soon.
Sera. Urakoze cyane, Hussein Kinyarwanda.
Urabeho, goodbye.
Much appreciate. Have a nice day. Appreciate. Thank
Bye.
you for having me.
Appreciate it. Yeah, well, there you have it. We're going to leave it there. That was Kenyan based journalist Edmund Kagiri giving us some insight on the current affairs of Rwanda and the Rwandan plan, where the UK plans to send asylum seekers to Rwanda, and that plan has been signed in. But just yesterday, the upper house, UK's upper house, voted to delay the plan indefinitely. So just sit and wait and see what happens. But in July, Rwanda will be having their elections, as you heard from Edmund there, and Paul Kagame gunning for the re-election. He's been president since the 2000s, well, early 2000, and he's looking to get another 5 years in office. So yeah, we'll just keep a close eye in Rwanda. But from me, Salailo, and the wonderful Nasreen, who produced this segment, it's goodbye, and we'll see you again soon.